All right, welcome everyone to a brand new episode of the Collectors Roundtable. I'm your host, Alex Figueroa, and my not co-host, my first guest is...
My name is Nathan. I am a collector, but you might know me as Nate from Nateflixs reviews. You can catch me right here on Levels of Geek when we go back live, or at Action Movie Guys podcast, or just on my Instagram at Nateflix Reviews. All those places.
Yeah, so for those of you out there, why am I doing this? So the reason why is I wanted to do a special 1 week thing where I sit down with collectors, any type of collectors, whether they're bubblegum collectors, collect pens, vinyls, toys, comic books, digital comic books, anything you could name it that's a collector. I want to sit down with them and pick their brain and why they do what they do, because again, there's a lot of reasons why people collect or hoard. Like, that's another thing, hoarding. But I want to get into it. I want to get into people's psyche, and I want to understand why they do what they do. And this is not about me. I'm not showing off my stuff. You do see it behind me. This is all about my guest. I want to get into my guest. So with that said, I wanted to do my first guest was Nate, because Nate and I, we always talk, whether it's off air, and lately he's been doing some things with his collecting that I think is perfect for those of you out there that are collecting, and you can see it from his point of view. But with that said, let's get right into it. Nate, when did you start collecting, and what do you collect first?
All right. I started collecting, I want to say I was 18, maybe 17. When I was 17, I got my first job. And as soon as I got my first job, I started collecting DVDs. So I've always been a movie fan. That's always been my thing. I've talked about it in the past, but I always loved movies, and I used to collect DVDs. That was it. That's all I collected for years was movies. When 2008 came around and there was the format wars, I sat out of it until one of them won. I didn't have HD DVD, or I didn't get onto Blu-ray till I got a PS3. And then I traded in literally every single DVD I had, which was at the time maybe like 400. Upgraded all only to Blu-ray. So I haven't done the same thing with Blu-ray to 4K, and I don't think I fully will, because I don't know, it's just too much money to rebuy the same movies so many times. But yeah, I got into Funkos around 2014. That's when I bought my first Funko Pop. I do have a lot. I don't show those as much. Like, I don't show them on my Instagram, but I have a good amount. I do take them out of the box, which some people would probably find obscene, because everywhere I see, everyone has them all in the box. Yeah. But I used to keep a lot of them at my job, because I feel like the ones I have really kind of express my taste in movies, and just thinking I'm a huge Ninja Turtles fan. So I have like a lot of Ninja Turtles pops, and I have Universal classic monsters, Frankenstein, and I have Alfred Hitchcock. So I have a mix of things that I really like. I don't buy pops to just buy pops, and I don't buy pops of stuff I don't like. I have one or two that were gifts that I had no say in. Anything else I have, I feel like describes me a little bit, but for the most part, I take them out of the box. I used to have them at work. So I have a good, I don't know, not as much as some people, but maybe like 70, 75 pops, but I don't really show those much. So those are really the only things I collect.
Yeah, it's funny because I didn't even know you collect pops.
Because I don't show them. That's why.
Yeah, so in terms of, all right, so we're just going to, I guess, focus on your 4K Blu-rays and anything movie related, I presume. So what about collecting that you love and hate?
I have a love-hate relationship with collecting, especially now, because I love movies, and I feel like the movies want me to hate collecting them at this point. You know what I mean? That's the love-hate. What do I love? I mean, it changes over time. I used to only really focus on movies that I really loved, and those are the ones I would get. And I love a lot of movies. Now, unlike some collectors or people in general, I generally like movies. I would say if I see 10 movies, I'll probably like 7 out of 10 of them. You know what I mean? Because first of all, I only try to watch things I think I'll like. And second, I love movies, so I don't want to hate on them. There are ones that I don't like. They're bad to me. But so over time, I opened that up a little bit more, and I started getting things I was maybe on the fence about. Then I started blind buying movies. Just, hey, this looks like I might like it. Let me buy it. And it was the thrill of, finding a gem or finding something that I might really like, things like that. And then over time, it switched to just having a really cool collection. Like, what is cool well, what do I think looks cool on a shelf? What do I think looks like impressive or whatever? Even if no one's going to see it, like I have friends obviously that come over and see it, but I show stuff on Instagram, but it's usually individual shots. You know what I mean? Like I don't show like, look at this cool shelf. Not that often. And so that's what I like. As far as hate, oh boy. I mean, look, I didn't hate much until recently. So the scarcity of movies is starting to become a problem for me. The fact that I can't just walk into a Best Buy or a Target and just get the movie I want the time I want it is very annoying. And it's turned me off a bit to collecting movies because it's like, well, if it's not about release day. I see a lot of people like, well, if I can't get it on Tuesday, I'm not going to watch it on release day. So it's not a big deal about release day for me. It's more so when I want to go get it, is it available? And we're not talking about collectors limited, like regular movies that should just be out. I can't find them. So it's like, so that's what I kind of hate is just it's no longer becoming easy. And I'm not one for like troubling myself to find things. So it's like, if it ain't there, then I don't get it. But then I'm upset because then I still kind of want it.
Yeah, and one thing that you guys, Tony Movie Chat. Let me say what's up to everyone in the chat.
Yeah.
Robert's in the house. How you doing, Robert? Harrison, hey, how you doing? Tony Movie Chappie's in the house. How you guys doing again, guys? If you have questions, just drop them down below, and then I'll ask while we're doing the interview. Tony Movie Chappie asks, Nate, do you like collecting movie posters?
No. I'm not opposed. I think they look cool. If I had a space where I can really put them up, I might be more into it because I do like a lot of posters. I currently have, besides this little picture up, I have one. I did put up the Friday the 13th poster in my living room, the one that came with the Shout Factory, the Scream Factory box set. And I also have a big Hulk like canvas type poster in my room, but it's not up. So no, I don't. But lifetime goal, maybe dream scenario. I have like a house or something where I have a dedicated theater room. And yes, I would love to put posters up. But as of right now, no, I don't collect movie posters.
One question is, if you had, let's say you had the space, what would be your first poster to put up?
Jurassic Park. I need the black, and I mean the regular, yes, I need the regular black 65 million years ago tagline with I need it. It has to be, I can't call myself a real Jurassic Park. Like, it's my number one movie, and if it's not my first, like, main poster I get, I'm fake. I'll be fake to myself. So the plain Jurassic Park. And then from there, I'm going 90s stuff, probably like Batman Forever. I love the Batman Forever poster. Yeah. Terminator 2, Speed. Some of my favorite 90s movies would be the first one. A Halloween poster I would probably get. It'd probably just be stuff that's in my top, favorite movies.
Yeah. Well, so one thing that you guys do not know, because, again, we talk behind the cameras, is the fact that Nate is now becoming a hybrid collector.
Ooh.
That's something that I want to talk into now, because there's a lot of people out there that is just straight physical, and, digital is no good and all this. But you know what? You can't sit down and you cannot tell me the difference between the two. If I put it to you in a good TV with a good sound system, you can't tell me the two. You could, in terms of sound, but in terms of picture, depending on your internet and all that, it's kind of hard to distinguish the two. But Nate, why are you switching to a hybrid now?
Well, there's myriad reasons, to be honest. One, a problem that every collector I'm sure runs into at some point, and I only recently ran into. One, shelf space. Shelf space important. I don't have unlimited shelf space. I don't have unlimited shelves. I will have to continue to buy these large bookcases and fill them with things. And I only have so much space in my apartment. I only have so much space in my life. Number two, having this big of a collection when it comes to moving is not fun. It's really not. It's not fun. And I don't know, I'm sure we'll talk about it more, but I have a lot of steelbooks. And they're heavy. When you get a lot of those in a box, it's not a light box to move. So, like, even just moving here, I didn't have as many as I have now when we moved here. So and it was heavy then. So that's two, or that's number two. And number three is just, I have a lot of duplicates. It's like, why do I need this on both? Right? Like, I get the love of physical media. I love physical media, but at the same time, especially a movie like, I don't know, what's one that I have? Like, I'm just gonna pick a movie out of the sky. Let's say Moulin Rouge. Yeah, Moulin Rouge. Okay,
Okay.
Moulin Rouge. I like the movie. I like
Okay.
Moulin Rouge. But if I have it on my Vudu account, that's probably how I'm gonna watch it. I don't need to get up and go get the disc, which is only a Blu-ray, by the way, of Moulin Rouge and put it into my player and let it load up. And I don't. And I have a lot of movies that I have both. So it's like, kind of unloading a lot of the Blu-rays because it's like, well, honestly, digital HD looks as good as Blu-ray. 4K, if you have a huge TV, like a projector or an OLED, I believe you can tell the difference, but I don't have any of those things.
Yeah.
So to my eye, it looks pretty much the same. And like I said, I said to you, like I use streaming in my living room TV. I don't have a sound bar. I don't have a surround sound. I just use the TV speakers. I can't tell the difference. You cannot tell the difference in a streaming movie or a regular TV speaker. So it's like, well, digital's, I have a huge digital collection. I have like 1,100 movies in there, but yeah, it's like, well, I don't need all these Blu-rays is what is my main point.
Yeah, no. I mean, I totally understand. Now, this is a question that I wanted to ask you. If you had to give advice to a beginner collector, whether they're collecting physical media, right? What will it be?
My first piece of advice would be especially to start, only buy things you love or that you love. If you're getting into collecting music, buy music from the artist you love most first. Start there. You love the Rolling Stones. Look for Rolling Stones music, vinyl, CDs, whatever it is. Because I still know people who collect CDs, which is cool. Fine. But start with things you love, and then it'll expand from there. That would be my number one piece of advice. And my number two piece of advice would be, especially to start, do not pay full price for anything. If you're beginning a collection, you should start with cheap stuff you could find at secondhand stores, trade-in stores, used. There's nothing wrong with you. Most used media works just as good as new.
Yeah.
A lot of places won't take it if it's damaged, so you don't really have to worry about that. So I would start used. That's how I built up my DVD collection, to be honest. I used to go to a lot of used movie stores, and I would just rack up on like $2 and $3 movies. And I'd be like, $30, I get 10 movies instead of 2, buying brand new. So I would say look for used and cheap and only start with things you really love.
That's a good advice. Robert said in the thing, when you're collecting, don't be a poser. And that's something that you see nowadays in Instagram, right? You see people that are starting collecting, but they're just buying everything on Tuesday because everyone is putting up photos on Instagram and they want to be down with everybody, knowing that they might not even like the movie. So, like, why are you going to spend $30 to $40 on a movie that you're not going to like? And that's the thing. It's like, don't, like you say, you could be a physical media collector, but don't be a poser doing it. Like, there's movies, I don't like much drama movies. I never go to Best Buy searching for drama movies. I go for my actions or something that is along the lines that I know that I'm going to enjoy or I'm going to like. I don't go there and I'm going to pick up some rom-com because that's the newest thing that's coming out. Like, first of all, I'm never going to see it. It's not going to go up on my shelf. So that's the thing. Like, don't do that. Now, let's get into your collection. How much physical media do you own right now on your wall?
Right now, oh God, I don't count. It's too many. Last time I counted, and I've added since then, I had about 1,200. Now, I count titles. I know some people, they count boxes, right? So I'll give you an example. They have the Columbia Classics box set, right? They'll count that as one piece of physical media. I count it as 6 because there's 6 individual movies in it. So I count titles, and I know other people who count duplicates. So if they have 4 copies of, the movie Fight Club, they count it as 4 movies. I would count that as 1 movie. So counting duplicates as 1 film and just counting titles, about 1,200.
All right, so I know out of the 1,200, we're not gonna go through all of them, but what are your prized possessions?
All right, so I brought some
collection.
over here. Yeah,
Okay.
I brought some over here, and this is a combination of movies I love and just things that I think are cool and kind of rare, or things that I like went out of my way to get. Now, 2 of these were gifts. One of them is a very obvious thing, and then the other ones I kind of hunted, and then one I just think is cool. So I'll just start this one. I love, obviously, my Jurassic Park. I have the 4K set. It's the 2 steelbooks. So the 4K steelbook, and then the Blu-ray steelbook has like blue instead of red. By the way, this is like the kind of poster I need, is what I mean. But obviously, I used to have them on the shelf, like in the steelbook only, but I switched it back into the box just so they don't get scratched or anything. So my favorite movie in 4K, it's a must. I love it. You know, I think the set is nice. It's sturdy. I like when they do it with like a hard case and not like a piece of garbage.
Flimsy.
Yeah, so definitely that. This was a gift. This was a Christmas gift from my sister. I think my sister and my brother. But this is an Alfred Hitchcock box set. Now, this is lenticular. I don't care about that. A lot of people I know are like really into it. I don't care.
Yeah.
You see
That's
the top,
cool.
House of Hitchcock. Yeah, so it's basically a house, and it has in the windows is like all the different movies. You open up the side, and then it's him across all the Blu-rays. And then it has like this, you know, like a book. It has let me show it this way. It has a book about the Master of Suspense, and it has like art cards and a letter he wrote, and it's a really, really, really cool set of a director that I really love. So this is actually how I watched all his, you know, how I got through all his movies. So I love that set, and it's I don't see it on Instagram. I don't see a lot of people post it, so I don't think it's super common amongst collectors. This is another one that I never see anyone post either. I'm sure people have it, but it's the Tarantino Xx Box Set. So this came out before The Hateful Eight. So this has all his movies up to that. So up to, and no, it doesn't include Django either. So I'm sorry, before Django. So up until Inglourious Bastards. And it also has True Romance, which he wrote but didn't direct. And then it slides out. It has super cool art. Super cool. It's Blu-ray, obviously. The only thing I don't like about it is it's tall, so it doesn't fit on the short shelf for a Blu-ray. So I put it on top. I actually have a lot of sets on top of the shelves. This was a Christmas gift too from my sister. She bought me that. So, and that's super rare. Like it's like pretty out of print and stuff. Then there's this, which I know you wish you had it just from talking with you, but the Harry Potter 4K,
oh, yeah,
4K steelbook set.
Yeah,
so I'm not even like, I wouldn't say I'm a diehard Harry Potter fan, but I'm a fan. I enjoy the movies. And I love, like, I'll just pull one out random. Like, I love the artwork on them. They're kind of obscure, like just moments. It's not like a poster, right? It's a little bit cooler to me. And then on the back, there's like Harry. And I love this set. I think it's great. It was one of the first like of these Best Buy ones with the big metal cases or whatever. So I bought that. And then my last one that I brought over, it's just 7 movies, but it's not, you know, I love all of them basically. This is one that it's like as a collector, I have sought to get. Regardless of the movie. It didn't matter, even though these are all, you could consider all of them either classics or just great movies. But it's my Diamond Lux collection. So I have 7 of the 8. I'm pretty closer.
You mentioned the Batman, right?
I'm missing Batman. It's the only one. But these are my favorite. To this day, they're my favorite packaging. I don't know why they only did 8. But it's like a hard plastic, and it's reflective. And then they're magnetized. So then they open, and then it has artwork. And they open again. And then you have your disc and your artwork and stuff like that. So each one has this. I have the 2 really rare ones, which is the Gone with the Wind, because that was a Target exclusive. That's super rare. And I have the Gravity one, which is also super rare because it's the only version of Gravity that has a Dolby Atmos track, is this Diamond Lux Blu-ray. So those are kind of like, that one is more like, I just love it. I don't, people don't even know what it is. They're like, I don't even remember that really, or I have 1 or 2 of them. You know what I mean? I want to get all of them. I just need the Batman one. And that'll be the rare case where like Batman I have on 4K, but I'll double dip in that case because I just need all 8 of these, versions. But yeah, those are just some of I have a lot of rare steelbooks. But rarity doesn't do much for me. Like it's not a big deal.
Yeah, and then you're starting to. You should put your stuff. You're starting to sell some of your stuff, right? I mean, to people if they want to buy.
Yeah, go on Mercari. I think it's just under Nathan Sierra. I put it on my
Yeah.
Instagram. I don't have like a special name, or I don't care. It's my first and last name. Whoop-de-doo. Nathan Sierra, Mercari. Yeah, I'm still uploading stuff. I've only been on there for a day, and I've already sold like 8 movies. So, look, I'm selling a lot of stuff I never watched. A lot of blind buys that I bought that I've had for over a year, and I never put it in. My opinion is, if I never saw it, I won't miss it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have that attachment to things that it's like, well, I must keep this because I bought it and I spent money. No, if you know what, I may not like it. I watched my 31 Days of Horror movie yesterday. I hated it. I didn't like it. I gave it a 3. I put it up on Mercari and I sold it the same night. So it's like, why do I need this? I will never watch it again. I don't want to keep things I'll never watch. That's my whole thing. So yeah, I'm selling a lot. I'm honestly, I have put aside about, I don't know, a little less than 200 movies, to be honest, put aside to just get rid of. So I'm keeping a lot, but also I'm going to keep combing through and seeing what I can and can't keep, or want to keep and not want to keep.
Well, I mean, it's kind of funny because I have, like, in my garage, so, like, I have my 4Ks, some of my Blu-rays here. Then in my garage, I got more Blu-rays. Mm-hmm. And I remember when I was starting to upgrade, I started to just take all my upgrades that I have in 4K and started throwing them in boxes. I got 2 boxes worth of just Blu-rays I'm never going to touch. I mean, I got the Harry Potters already in 4K. Why do I need a Blu-ray version?
Right.
I got 2 sets of Rambos, which I'm throwing them in the box because I'm like, I'm not watching those. I'm watching the Steelbook version of the Rambos.
Right.
So I totally understand where you're coming from with that. Like, I might start doing the same thing. Even my Marvel collection, which is funny because a lot of people are like, oh, you know, I'm a collector. But the fact is that I don't own maybe out of 25 films, and I remember telling you this, out of the 25 films in Marvel, I only own 6.
Yeah.
That, like, I own the 3 Captain Americas, and I think Endgame, Infinity War, and I think Black Panther. That's it. I don't own the other ones, and I don't think I'm gonna like run out and get them to just complete a set. I own the briefcase, which I might just get rid of myself because I'm like, I'm never gonna put that. I don't have a 3D TV for it. It could go to someone's house that's a big Marvel collector. So like the stuff like that, I don't mind getting rid of because I'm a DC fan more than Marvel. So I totally get what you in terms of the that whole selling your stuff to concentrate. Bring down your collection.
Consolidate it, yeah.
Yeah, consolidate it. Tony Movie Chappie has a good thing here, what he said. He said,
right.
One thing I never understood is some physical media collectors is why do you own a movie that you hate or you know it sucks and still keep it in your collection? Doesn't seem like a waste of space. Absolutely. It is absolutely a waste of space.
I could say I own... Okay, so for example, I may have a box set where there's a movie or 2 that I don't like. And I'm okay with that because I won't put them in, right? Like, it's fine. If it came in a set, it came in a set. Now, individual movies, the only one that comes off the top of my head that I know I have that I'm not a huge fan of, I wouldn't say I hate it, but I'm not a big fan of it, is the movie Avatar, the James Cameron movie. And I bought it because, one, it was like that big collector's edition one, and I thought it looked cool. And this was years ago. 2, I got it for pretty cheap. And 3, it really was. Now, this is before 4K, but it was like a reference demo disc. Like, it's like the best looking Blu-ray you can have. So I was like, well, at least I have friends who maybe have an upgrade or whatever. I want to show them how cool it looks. I bought Avatar because it's like, well, this is look how good your movies at home can look, right? Obviously, they've gotten better because there's 4K. Even though some Blu-rays, most still look really, really, really good, to be honest. So I have that. Other than that, I agree. I don't purposely buy movies I don't like, unless it's part of a box set and I have to get it to get other ones that I do like. So like I said, that's kind of an exception I'll make. Like, or I have the Alien anthology. I hate Alien Resurrection, but it came with it, so I just don't have to watch it, you know. But I wouldn't buy a standalone release of Alien Resurrection just to have it.
No, but that's the thing though. Like sets like that, you have to get it, right? Because it's gonna come completed. There's nothing you can do. But the thing that always boggles my mind, right? And this is something me and you always talked about, and we always made fun of the people in the Patreons, right?
Yeah.
Is the fact that, remember when Howard the Duck came out? Right? Everybody was Howard the Duck fans. And then it's like, wait a minute. Now everyone's posting photos of the Steelbooks. But if you really sit down and you ask them, did you watch it? I think 99% will be like, no. Like, they just got it because it's a cool Steelbook and then to throw it into the shelf. My thing is, again, hey, what's up, Alex Thomas?
That's a good example, yeah. Howard the Duck is a great example. Because I don't know anyone in life who loves it personally. Well, yeah, I now know people who like it genuinely. But before a year ago, I couldn't tell you a single person who likes it. And when it came out on 4K, all I see on Instagram is everyone buying Howard the Duck. It's like, y'all don't like Howard the Duck. Stop. Yeah. Like, you just want to have the latest 4K, and that's fine. Some people like that, and that's cool.
No, and that's the thing, right? Like, it's just weird. Like, for me, my biggest pet peeve is how much do you know your collection, right? Like, for instance, I could tell you all the movies that I have, and I've seen them all. Yep. How many collectors out there that really, really, and I'm talking about really sit down and watch their entire collection? And I feel like they don't. I feel like now that you see a lot of people posting photos, I feel like most of them just get it to get it, but just to have a cool photo in the back, just to have a nice backdrop of all these movies, to be like, oh, they're a collector. But are you really a movie fan? Like, are you just doing it because this is the new hype that's happening right now, that everyone has a movie channel? Now people have movie news channels. Now they want to build a community, a physical media community. But my thing is, are you really a true collector in the fact that you buy it, you open it, you put it on? I tell you right now, every collector limited edition, I rip it open and I put it on, and I got to see if it works, and I say I watched it. I cannot have it sealed. For what? Like, why am I buying it for sealed? Like,
I open them the day I get them. Now, I don't always put them in. Okay, when I bought, I don't know, let's say, when I get this Diamond Lux Batman movie that I'm going to get, I'm not going to put it in. I've seen Batman 35 times.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put it in. I'm going to take it out the plastics and go right on my shelf. If I'm buying a new release and I just saw it at the theater 2 months ago, I'm not going to watch it again. I'm the type that's like, I can't watch the same movie too close together unless I really loved it or was like Tenet. I saw Tenet a couple times at the theater because I was like, I don't think I get it, but I want to see it again. Other than that, if it's like a movie I just kind of liked, like a 7 out of 10, or I'm not going to put that in again. I'll watch it in a year or two. But I do know people like, he was just in the chat. I don't know if he's still there. Robert, one of our Patreons, he watches the things the day he gets them pretty much. He buys the movie and then like that night he watches the movie. And some people do that. You put it in. So it depends. I think, the thing with collecting is there's two types of collectors. There's the people who collect for themselves. I do post pictures, but I feel like that's me. Like I collect for myself, and I do know other collectors, and I don't want people to think I'm bashing anybody. I'm not. It doesn't really matter to me, but I do know collectors on Instagram, people I follow, and they follow me, and I've had very nice conversations with, and I know they collect because they truly love movies, period. And I do know that there's people who collect because they want the likes, like I'll read the caption and it'll say, I never saw these 5 movies I just bought. And I blind buy movies too, but it's usually like obscure stuff. Like I'm not dropping $150 on a Tuesday to buy 5 4K movies that I've never seen any of them. It's not happening. That's a lot of money. If you got the money, go for it. I guess it's cool. But I don't do that. It'll be like, I bought this movie for $8 because I've never seen it and it looked interesting. You know what I mean? That's my blind buying. It's or Criterion. I do believe Criterion, I like them. There are a lot of important films and they're ones I've always wanted to see. So I'll buy, but I only wait for the sale. I never pay full price. So, you have the people who collect for themselves and you have the people who collect for others. They collect to show that they have a cool collection. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with wanting people to see your collection that you've put time and money and work into. It's like car people, right? They have this car. They spend so much money. They're going to drive it in public. It's not going to sit in their garage usually, right? And it's the same thing. I get it. But, it is just that it depends on the person. Some are doing it because they love film and some are doing it because they like film, but they like to get a lot of Instagram likes and a lot of people saying, wow, you have an incredible, I don't care for compliments at all. Like sometimes people are like, nice pickup. And I'll say, thank you. Like, it's cool, whatever. It's just, I like this movie. So.
Yeah, I mean, look, I for one, I have not shown not even 40%, actually 90% of my collection. And if I do, everyone will be floored. I haven't. You just see what I want to post because I'm just getting tired of posting as much. Like now I'm doing the vinyl, like I'm buying my vinyls and I'm putting them up just to put them up. But other than that, I haven't shown not even close to my attic. I haven't showed most of my garage, which I have like G.I. Joe stuff and I mean you name it. I haven't showed it. And then it's like, no, like I saw Snake Eyes. Everyone got Snake Eyes. And I'm like, I'm not buying this shit. Like, I know Snake Eyes. And when I saw him talk, I'm like, I'm not paying $40 for a character that's the mute. And he's talking in the movie. Like, I know
didn't like
character.
The film. Yeah. And it's like, especially if I write a review on Instagram and I give it like a low score.
Yeah.
And then you see me buy it when it comes out on Blu-ray, you know, it's like, okay, what kind of, that's poserish to me. Like, all right, you gave this movie a 3 out of 10 or 2 out of 5, whatever.
Yeah.
You didn't like it. You said you didn't like it. And then I see on Tuesday, you bought the 4K Steelbook, you know, ultra mega. Why? But you didn't like it. Like, I don't understand that. You know, one person you had, and I like to shout people out. You had him on a show here, Hector. I love one thing he said one time where he was like, someone asked him if he ever he said, I don't understand spending money on things I don't already like. And I was like, I totally get that. If you don't like it already, unless you're trying to discover it, why buy them? Why buy it just to have it? Like, I don't know, but I feel you. I can relate. But if I had as much stuff as you and I had movies in boxes, selling them.
Oh, I'm starting to go down your avenue. I'm starting to get rid of this stuff because it makes no sense for me. All right, here we go. Alex Thomas said I picked up Howard the Duck 4K for $11. Not bad. Okay. I don't think it's Steelbook. I think it's the regular, maybe.
Oh. Yeah.
Let's see.
I bought it when it was on sale, and I put it in my old Blu-ray Steelbook.
Tony Movie Chappie says, Nate, the only bad movies that I own, movies are bad, they're good, or at least they're watchable bad movies. Which is, guilty pleasures is one thing. That's a different thing.
There's a difference between owning bad movies and owning movies you don't like. Yeah. There's movies that I have that are probably bad, but I like them, so I don't care. Yeah. That's different than saying, I hate this movie, but I have it. Like, why?
Well, I'll tell you this. I purchased Wonder Woman 1984 and I never opened it. It's still sealed, but
you hated
I'm a DC collector,
a completionist.
Yeah, I'm a completionist, but it's still wrapped in the I never opened it. I'm never watching it because it's HBO Max. All right, here we go. Alex Thomas says, "Look, I just picked up Teen Wolf Collector's Edition from Screen Factory, and I definitely popped it in my player. Fire."
Yeah, that's good. Alex Thomas is another one. I've seen his videos. I watch his videos when I can. Shout out to you, Alex. Good guy. I believe you can always tell when I see someone like him, he loves the movies he's buying. Mm-hmm. And I hear him talk about movies, and I believe he likes the movies he's buying. I believe he's going to watch the movies he's buying. And I don't think because if you look on his Instagram page, it's mostly links to YouTube and stuff like that, right? He's not like showing off all this stuff. He'll just talk about what he picked up. He'll review stuff. That's like me. Like I review a movie, whatever. So, you have people like that who just want to own movies that they really like, and they're going to watch them. And then you have people who buy Howard the Duck not knowing if they ever saw it or, whatever, and then they just bought it.
No. I mean, look, I totally agree with you. One thing before we end, guys, if you want to put down some more questions for Nate before we end this interview, because I want to keep it down to 30 minutes or less, but we're going over by 4 minutes. But I would like to say is, in terms of Nate, what would you like to end off? Well, first, again, tell everybody where you're selling your stuff on Mercari, and then give everybody your perspective of where we think we're going to go.
My new 6 commandments, too.
And your new 6 commandments. And then going right into the future of physical media for you.
All right, so if you want to buy anything from me that I'm selling, trust me, my stuff's in good shape. I'm not one of these people who buys a movie and then like throws it all. I don't have kids. I don't have pets. I don't smoke. It's like I buy it, I take it out the plastic, and I put it on the shelf, and it usually sits there for like, it doesn't move. So it's in good shape. Mercari, Nathan, Sierra. I'll probably link it on my. I'll probably link my Mercari on my Instagram profile or something like that. I don't know, but I'll ship it to you in good condition. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, So real quick, we talked about it. I made up my own commandments. Now, these are for me personally. I don't foresee a lot of people adhering to these, and that's okay. But I had to make a decision because, one, I can't keep buying movies. Look, it's expensive hobby. $37 for a new 4K Steelbook's a lot of money. It's almost 50, which is half of 100. You know what I mean? And, I have a job. I make money. I live. But it's like I cannot keep buying all these movies every time this way. So I made up 6 commandments. I posted them in our group chat that I have with Alex and a couple of the patrons. So my number 1 rule from now, and these are from moving forward, I will follow these to a T. And if I don't, I will let them
just strike
give me a tongue lashing. Yeah, it will be bad. My number 1, I'm no longer buying Blu-rays. I will only buy a Blu-ray if it's part of the if it's a Criterion Collection film, or I do collect the Paramount Presents line. I have all of them. I would for personal. That's like these Diamond Lux. Like it's a personal thing. I'd like to keep getting all of them. I haven't seen most of them, so when I end up watching them, it's like first time watch. But those are the only Blu-rays I will buy. Number 2, if it's not in one of those lines, I am only buying digital. So if it's a Blu-ray release, like *Malignant's coming up, no 4K, guess what? Getting it digital. I don't need the Blu-ray. I'm going to get it digital. I can watch it, like I said, wherever I want. I don't need to spend $20 for a disc. It's a piece of plastic. Number 3, no more blind buys for me. I'm done. Although I've discovered a fair amount of movies that I like, blind buying, I would say more than half the time I end up, even if I like it, I'm like, I'm never going to watch this again. Now I own it for no reason. Plus, a lot of these movies are like on HBO Max or Amazon. If I really want to check these movies out, I can just stream them. And then if I love it, I can buy it. You know what I mean? So no more blind buys for me. Number 4, I will only, I put shall like these were real commandments. I shall only buy movies I like and want to watch again. Some movies do not have replay value. There are movies that are great, amazing, that I only want to see one time. 12 Years a Slave. I thought it was a masterwork of film. I never want to watch it again, so I'm not going to buy it. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like, why do I don't need to have this. Number 5, I'm done pre-ordering. I have been against the whole, everybody's like, pre-order this, pre-order that, and I pre-order this, and then I see them online. Oh my God, it got delayed, it got canceled, it got delayed. I'm so mad. I can't. You know what? I don't want that stress in my life, so I'm no longer pre-ordering anything. I don't have to check. I don't have to check on Amazon to see if it shipped because I didn't pre-order it. I don't have to go to BestBuy.com, and get charged twice because I pre-ordered. I didn't pre-order it. I don't know. So no more pre-order for me. I'm done. Because this ties into my number 6. I'm only buying 4K discs physically, so no more Blu-ray discs, and only if they are available in store or on Amazon the day I go to buy it. If it says not available, sold out, then to me it was God saying you don't need this movie. Yeah. And I don't need it. I'm not gonna hunt it. Now, will I pop in Mercari and if someone's selling it in 2 months for $10, will I buy it? Yes. But as far as new releases, I'm not killing myself anymore, man. I'm not driving to 9 stores. I'm not wasting gas. Gas is going up. It's too expensive to stop at 9 places. I don't need the headache. I want to live a nice, happy life. I got my movies. So those are my rules that I will be following. As far as where I think it's going, people do the doom and gloom thing with physical media. It ain't going nowhere. They make so much money still, right? And the fact that all these delays are making everybody lose their minds means there's a huge market for them. It's billions of dollars. When an industry is still in the billions and, it's not going to die. When it starts getting into the 100 million, 10 million, now we're talking like this is going to go away. And I don't foresee that happening, not anytime soon. Me personally, I'm going to be a little more hybrid. Like I said, I will only be buying HD things in digital because you can also get them in 4K digital and you can't get them in 4K physical. And only 4K disc from now on. So I think it's fine. I do know there's shipping issues. Tony up top, Tony Movie Chappie said something about Florida opening up. I live in Florida. Yeah. I'm surrounded by water. Why? Just bring it to my house. Just bring the boat, back it up. I'm like 30 minutes from the coast. Like, come on, bring it to my house. So yeah, I'm in Orlando, and we don't. It seems like we have had less of a problem than other places, but I still get the same crap. I go to Best Buy, there's nothing in there. There's 2 copies of something, and I'm just not gonna break my back over it.
Nah, no, I totally understand. Nate, thank you so much for sitting down with us and opening up your collection to see. Well, we didn't see your collection, but to open up and talk about your collection with us and showing off your prized possessions. Again, guys, if you guys want to be featured on this show, it doesn't matter what type of collector you are, whether you collect baseball cards, whether it's video games, comic books,
toys,
novels,
action figures.
Yes, action figures, pop figures, anything that you collect. If you want to be featured onto this show, please DM me at Levels of Geeks, and we could make it work. This is not going to be a Sunday thing. I just did it today just to see how it would do. I'm trying to figure out what day works and what time slot works. Yeah, he was a guinea pig. I used the guinea pig on Nate. But again, if you want to be featured on this show, please DM me over on Levels of Geeks and see what kind of collection you have, and then we'll sit down and we'll make that happen. Other than that, Nate, thank you so much. We're going to be returning back to live streaming, and this is actually for real, November 1st, 9 p.m., Monday nights, Levels of Geeks Live. Me and Nate will be sitting down talking movie topics for you guys for 1 hour. Other than that, again, guys, thank you so much taking your time. If you're catching this on the replay, please hit the like button if you enjoyed this interview. Till then, I'm your host, Alex Figueroa, and that is my guest,
Nate from Nateflixs Reviews.
All right, be awesome to each other and keep collecting.